Ross is going to let, these are some fine wools that have never been on this track. They have been tracked, but we're going to show you kind of, you know, how we do things to get them used to the track. He's going to just open the gate. We'll bring them down the aisle or down the alleyway, well, maybe, and put them in, a couple of them anyway, in the track. This one will probably come if you'll back off now. Anyway, put these in the track to where they can see what this track is about. Even though they've been in one, they've not been in this one. So he'll just walk them around a little bit, and no pressure on them, just so they can see that there is a way to get from one side to the other. As I said before, normally what we would do is we would even let these guys just stay in here 30-45 minutes, an hour a day, and then put another set of them in and let them just walk around and rummage around and do things on their own. Probably bring them both ways, or make them go around both ways, just so that they get used to knowing that this isn't a box canyon and there is a way out, and that they can move around from one side to the other and get in and out of the gate and so on and so forth. Since they've been in a track, we won't go through that much trouble, but we did want to introduce them to this one where hopefully we didn't have a wreck when we started working them. All right, I referenced a video by Roy Cox. It's called Sanction and Stimulus. That's how we start these dogs out. It's basically a series of taking these dogs and what Roy calls sanctioning them, and that's basically taking the dog and making him feel like he's not the superior, that you're the boss, you're the alpha dog. He uses a tub. We're going to use a small tub. Usually a taller one works better, but it gives them a designated spot. And part of this, the sanctioning is you can see he can clap his hands. There can be all kinds of things going on, but he's expected to stay up on that barrel. When he doesn't stay on that barrel, you can notice Ross is growling at him, and he's putting him back on there. If you ever have any problems with your dog and he's starting not to listen to you, if you do this, go to a pen or go to a part away from the sheep, or even by the sheep, because they should be sanctioned to where even if the sheep are running all around them, they should stay on that barrel or on that designated spot. You do want a raised spot, whether it be a hay bale, a tub like this, a taller tub, or something like that. You can see he praises him, but praising him doesn't mean he can get off the sanction spot. He needs to stay on there no matter what. As I said, this is a good way to get the dog's attention back if he starts not paying attention. You notice there he's grabbing his muzzle, growling at him, correcting him, because that was the second or third time that he got off the barrel after expecting him to stay on it. That's just one step further in the sanctioning process. Basically, no matter what he does, he wants him to stay on that barrel until he pats his leg and says his name, calls him to him. And so if you'll do this the first week you get the dog, this will make a lot of difference when you go to the track. He'll see you as being the alpha in his pack, you being in control. There, he downed him. If the dog wasn't listening, the second step after grabbing his muzzle and shaking it and growling at him would be to tap him with your foot, or give him a little bit of a nudge with your foot to get his attention while you growl at him. The next step would be to roll him over on his belly and growl at him, put him in a submissive position. Here he's going to show you how you would do that. Grab his muzzle, roll him over, growl at him, make him stay there. See how the dog's submitting to him? And make him stay there for a little bit, and he'll pet him. He knows he's a not doing right, so he's going to make him be in that submissive position. But he also is friendly. You also see how he comes up. He'll wag his tail. He'll come right to him, so on and so forth. As I said, you can order that video from Roy Cox. If you do order it, it will help you a bunch in your transition from taking your dog to the track. This is just a short demonstration that we give, that we tell people when they buy a dog from us, that if they'll go back to this sanctioning at some point, if they're having trouble with the dog, they'll find that the dog will start working for them better. So that's it on sanctioning. We'll go on to the next step. Okay, we're going to continue with the sanctioning. You can see the dog bent on the barrel. He patted his leg and called him. The dog's name is Barry. He comes to him. We're going to talk now about more of the sanctioning. When you take the dog in and out of a gate, we expect that dog to stop. See how that dog didn't want to stop? He knows better than that. So we expect him to stop before he goes to the gate. You always go through the gate before the dog. If some of these dogs, you'll have a rope on them. Some of them we don't have sanctioned to the level this dog is. But we expect them to stop at that gate, and then we let them go through. We call their name and say Bear, and he comes through the gate. He expects him to stay beside him or just behind him, never get in front of him. If he does, or he starts sniffing around or starts doing something, he'll growl at him. See, he just called him through the gate. We expect the dog to come through later. That's part of the sanctioning. That's part of them knowing that you're in control, not them. If you let that dog on a lead just barrel through that gate before you, he's going to do the same thing when he gets on the track. He's going to do the same thing when you go to work something. It's going to be a negative situation. See how when he turns around, he expects that dog to be at his side. He goes ahead of him. He's going to call him back to him, pet him. If he gets out of control or goes somewhere he doesn't want, or starts wandering off or smelling of something, he's going to back up right there, and he growled at him and patted his leg. Okay? If he still doesn't listen to him, he would go and grab his muzzle and growl at him like that and shake it. And if it got worse than that, he would possibly just kick him a little bit right in his rear area. Just a soft tap to get his attention, growl at him, and expect him to respond to that. And then the last step would be is to roll him over in a submissive position if he doesn't. This is Bear. Bear will be in the sale in Oklahoma. Just showing some of the training that we've done with him. Now he's going to go back to the gate. Expect him to stop at the gate. He growled at him because he could see he was going to come through. Calls him through and lets him through. Doesn't matter if it's smelling something or wandering off or trying to go work. If he's not listening, we're gonna growl at him, stomp our foot. Like I said, that's the first. First is just growling and stomping a foot's probably our second. Our third would be to grab the muzzle and growl, and the fourth would be put in a submissive position and growl. So that's kind of the next step to sanctioning. As you can see, he's using this platform as kind of like a barrel, telling him to get up on there. He expects that dog to stay there no matter what's going on. He can clap his hands, he can holler, wave. Oh, he didn't mean for him to do that. He didn't call his name, so he shouldn't have come off. So he growled at him, put his arms up, he went right back on. Dog was a little confused. He knows now. We expect these dogs to be pretty well sanctioned at this point, or this dog is. Now, some of the dogs you get as track dogs won't be this far along in their sanctioning process, but they'll be easy to take and get this far along with the proper techniques and using the things that we're showing you on this video. They will be sanctioned well enough to know what their down is, to know not to go through the gate, and to get up on the barrel when you tell them to. Some of the extra stimulation that you might present in front of them, you may have times like this dog did that wants to get down and come to you or get off task, but for the most part they should have all these things down and have been started with the sanctioning process